could bring in as many as 500 jobs to the area, but they're not the only company that may be bringing jobs here to the Piedmont. Now, whether you're moving into a new industry or trying to move up the ladder in the corporation, there are a few things you should ask in an interview. And our career expert, Randy Wooden, is here to go over those this morning. And, you know, again, forgive me, I'm trying to finish breakfast here.
I have a drink here. You want to wash it down?
I may need that. You know, they say never ask about salary and time off and vacation. Should we get that out of the way at the beginning? You should never bring that up?
Correct. Don't bring it up until the point of an offer. And if they haven't brought it up, that's their fault. But ultimately, yeah, you need to know what you're going to go to work
One
for.
more question on that level is, if they bring it up and they say salary's X and you want more, you know, do you find things are usually inflexible?
In this economy, it tends to be more inflexible. Yeah, it's the buyer has the control.
All right, so what is the basic, let's get the basic philosophy you want to have. When you come in and I'm sitting across, whether I'm an executive or just an entry-level person, is there a basic overriding philosophy I want to have?
Sure. For one, normally an interview should be a dialogue, should be back and forth, and you as a candidate should also ask questions. But understand you're on their turf, and generally the employer will dictate. And so the challenge for a job hunter is to be able to inject the questions in the middle of the interview, and if they can't do that, they darn well better have something at the end when the employer says, do you have any questions for me?
What about those type of questions? Because say I ask you a question and I don't get really the answer I want. I get a bit of a stonewall. Should we just drop it there, or do you ever press?
You're talking now as a candidate
Yeah, if
asking?
I'm a candidate
Yeah.
and you're interviewing me and I say, hey, look, I want to know if I might ever get transferred. And you just say, well, you never know. But I want more definitive answer. Do I press?
I don't think so, no.
Okay.
I don't think so. I think you can, if you reverse the tables and they say, are you open to relocation?
Right.
And you come out and say, no, you know, shoot yourself in the foot. What you might say is, that's certainly something that we'd have to consider at the appropriate time. Could you give me an idea what the longer term opportunities might be?
Well, what about the idea if they throw that at you and you hadn't expected it? Is it fair just to say, hey, look, I haven't thought about that? I'll get back to you, or what?
Sure, but I prefer my answer, which is you can't rule anything out. I've moved before, or certainly something that I'd have to weigh in light of the opportunity. What sort of long-term opportunities would there be?
How deep do you want to get with some of those questions? Because, you know, people like to do this research and show how clever they are and how deeply they've dug through the company website. Look, I found this nugget about 6 pages deep. Is that really important, or do you just want something pretty basic?
The little brown noser aspect in you wants to get that in there. But here's the thing. As a candidate and as an employer, you're both trying to determine is there a fit. They're looking at you for your skills and your compatibility with the company culture. You're looking to see, does this job content match with what I can and want to do, and also does the culture seem to be a fit? So I think you need to ask questions about understanding the job content, the type of person they might be looking for, perhaps the training or the opportunity for growth, that sort of thing.
There are an awful lot of people, I think, in this area, very talented, wonderfully experienced people around our age who are looking for gigs. And, you know, we're not 25 anymore, and what about asking a company, hey, look, you know, I'm in my late 40s, what's your policy against hiring older people or keeping them on?
You're not going to get a straight answer if you ask them.
Yeah.
I mean, if they discriminate, it's illegal to do that. They're not going to tell you that they do that. They'll say, well, we weigh each opportunity in each person and hire the best person for the business.
Not a way to ask that is effective?
It's sort of like, when did you quit beating your wife? I mean, at some point.
Weeks ago for me.
At some point.
Kidding.
There's no good answer for that question. And really what you do is you're sort of putting them on defensive at that point.
Yeah. And that'll pretty much eliminate you, won't it?
It certainly doesn't help you.
Yeah. Very
Certainly
good.
doesn't help you.
Appreciate it very much. Thank you for being with us here. Randy offers a free Get Hired workshop every Thursday at noon. The workshop is held at his office, which is at 3540 Clemens Road, Suite 105. Of course, it is in Clemens. Seating is limited, so make sure you call to sign up. That number again, 793-8040. You can also email Randy. We've put his information on the morning news page of our website, livefox8.com.